Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Infinite Lives and Games podcast. I'm your host, Victor Diaz, also known by my gamertag as Seth Infinite. We are well into our season 4 of the Infinite Lives and Games podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to all these incredible episodes with all these incredible guests. It has been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. And we've just been talking a lot about life, a lot about these individuals that have been on this podcast, not just the gaming side, but the life of these people. And today is going to be a little different. But it still involves a game, and it still involves an incredible person. We have him on screen right here. His name is Paul Feliciano. We met through a mutual friend, Wolf. Jeff, shout out to you, sir. Good sir. I love you so much. Also known by his gamer tag as BX Hype. And today, we're going to be talking about a game more notably known as Pickleball. I know, guys. Pickleball, right? And we've heard a lot about pickleball in the past, 10 years or so, like a decade. Like, it's been on the rise, and people have just been nonstop talking about it. So I wanted to get Paul on today because he is going to take us through his journey of starting to play pickleball and kind of take us to where he is today. Getting second places in tournaments, man. This guy is on fire. We're gonna get you first place. He's gonna get first place, guaranteed. After this, after this episode, and he's gonna take us through from the beginning of it all and kind of walk us through the mentality behind what it takes to get better. Because just like in video games and just like in anything in life, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort, you got to talk about strategies, you got to talk about the different plays and different moves. And the more you play, the better you get. So that's going to be kind of the basis of the episode today. Paul, welcome to the podcast, man. How you doing?
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And again, my name is Paul Feliciano, aka BX Hype for my Xbox gamer tag. That's where I play. And I'm very excited to be here today and can't wait to explain more about pickleball and my passion for it.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited to hear it too. You were showing me your medal last week, and it looked pretty thick. It looked pretty awesome. But before we get to the medals, Paul, just tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the journey of pickleball. What you like to do, what you like to game. Where do you game? You mentioned Xbox. Are you an Xbox guy? Not a
Oh
PS5
yeah.
guy?
So I used to play a lot of Xbox and PC. I did both for a while. Xbox is where it all started. I used to play a lot of Gears of War. That was my favorite game of all time at the time.
Oh,
As
nice.
the years, yeah, and as the years went on, fast forward, I did learn about Overwatch. Funny enough, Overwatch was like when it came out, I joined season three, like Overwatch 1, season three for those who haven't played for that long. It so happened to be on sale. I'll never forget. It was like on near New Year's Eve, and it was like Overwatch was $20. I was like, oh, it's a $20 game. Like, let me try it out. And I get it, and then I just fell in love with the game ever since. I
Hooked.
have about maybe if I were to compile all my hours together, I mean, probably less than some, but I have at least 5,000 hours on the game. I love Overwatch.
I love Overwatch too, man. I'm right there with you. Those 5,000 hours are crazy. I probably have a
Yeah.
little bit more. I started in season 1, so I'm right there with you.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
seen it all.
Yeah, through it all, actually. But we're not talking about Overwatch today. Get that game out of here. We're talking about pickleball. So, my guy, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned Overwatch too, because it's definitely one of those games that you have to kind of climb the ranks and get better at. You don't know anything about it. You just kind of walk in there with your mercy beam and, all right, well, let's get to it. And then you start dying every match. But you're not dying in pickleball, obviously. You're getting your butt kicked a couple of times. But, you know, what got you into pickleball to begin with? Like you're a gamer. It was it like the gaming aspect, the competitiveness. Like, let's start there. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Like, why? Why pickleball?
I know, so random, right? It's actually a funny story. So I like to give you some background. I like to visit my best friend. He lives in New York, so it takes me about an hour or so to travel there. So one day he was like, it was in the summer. He's like, hey, let's hang out. We planned whatever, and it was a group of five of us, and we go there, and he randomly was like, so I brought a couple of like gear gadgets for us to try. Like he brought like some frisbees, he brought some paddles for pickleball, which at the time I didn't know it was pickleball. And so we tried like these random games. He's like, yeah, I want to try some new stuff. So we did, and whatever. And the frisbees was fun. It was all fun. But then pickleball, we had to reserve a court. So we did, and we go in there, and we're just or sorry, so for some context, I have a racquetball background. I used to play racquetball and handball. So I already have some experience with a racket sport. Maybe small experience, very little experience with tennis, but it's primarily racquetball.
Racquetball.
So going into pickleball, I'm already able to like kind of hold the paddle the right way, hit it a certain way. But when the four of us were playing, I'll never forget, we are just playing it completely wrong. We're just like hitting the ball like back to each other or
Yeah.
whatever. And complete, we didn't know the rules, but it was just so fun to even just engage and like, oh yeah, we got this shot, or you hit a shot and you spike in, the adrenaline of you trying to get it. But after the session, I was like, my best friend's name is Will. So I was like, Will, that game was really fun. I was like, what's the name of that game? It's like, it's called Pickleball. Like, apparently it's been around for like years. And I'm like, how do we now just hear about this? But so after that day, I started actually looking into it. I was like, well, what are the rules actually?
Yeah, yeah,
Turns out after learning the rules, again, played it completely wrong.
yeah.
And we're just like, oh, this makes sense now. Like, I serve the ball and they have to for example, if I serve it to you, if you and I are playing a game, the ball has to bounce once before you can hit it, right?
Right.
You can't just take it out of the air. We were doing stuff like that, like, oh crap. But I'll get into that stuff in a bit. Um, but anyways, so after doing more research, I was like, okay, this is really fun. So when I went back to where I live, um, I again researched the area. There was a court not too far from where I lived at the time, and I
Ah,
started going there. And there was a really nice group of people, like very, very nice. They knew what they were doing. I would say, the most intimidating thing as a beginner player is when you don't know what you're doing against people that are playing. They know what they're doing, right? Like,
yeah.
and I told them straight up, like, look, I'm new to this. I'll hit the ball, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Thankfully, they were fine. And then, kind of like what you said earlier with the competitiveness, I started to realize, like, okay, wait, this is something I could really start getting into.
Got you.
And I started taking it more serious because I was like, wait, there's like levels and rankings to this, and I like the sport. Wow, I want to do it more often. Yeah.
So you had a sports background. You mentioned the racquetball. So you had like a little bit of a competitive side to you before, even before the pickleball. You would say.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, if I backtrack even further, like during high school, when I used to play handball with a league that we were in.
Yeah.
So even as a teenager, like competitive mindset was always there. And of course, going back to the Xbox and Gears of War, like I'm very, how you say, I would be a hybrid, right? I'm a casual player, but I'm also very competitive.
Yeah.
So I have a fine balance between the two.
Yeah, I would say that I'm very similar to that too. Like I really love to be competitive, but I also love to enjoy what it is that I'm doing and have fun with it. And I feel like there is sometimes a difficulty balancing the two, especially when you get into like games or you want to play with your friends, like you mentioned, because you start getting better than your friends, and we'll
Mhm.
get into that. But before that, I wanted to say also too, like wanted to ask like, what was also going on in your life during that time too? Like, were you working? Were you transitioning anywhere? Was anything happening like mentally? Anything like that?
So I'm trying to backtrack because I've been playing pickleball for a year and a half now.
Hmm.
So I started June. It was in the summer. So at that time, I was at work, still working a lot. My job, I work 4 days, 10-hour shifts. So I have three
Okay.
days off. So I try to sometimes 5 days because I need overtime. We all do, right? But
Uh,
for Friday and Saturday were the 2 days where I would be like, I am free those days. I could try to start playing pickleball a little more. At the time, like, I don't mind bringing it up, but at the time I was living with my ex.
yeah.
So while she was busy, I would like, man, I have nothing to do. So let me go outside and do something. And there was a court like 10 minutes from us. And again, when I started going there, I'm like, oh, these people come always at a specific time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I went and there was nobody there. I knew the times to go that I know I'll find people there and learn.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
So,
what
yeah.
what surprised you the most when you first started playing? Like, was it the fact that people were committed and going at the same time? Like, was it the people? Was it like how you felt?
It was definitely how I felt. I was like, wait, I haven't felt a passion to want to get strong in a sport in a very long time. Like, handball, racquetball, sure. Handball, I have more passion than racquetball. Racquetball was more casual. I never took that super serious. I just played it. But when I played pickleball, I was like, wait a second. I can like really get into this. And then what also surprised me, yes, it is the people, The community, everywhere has their good and bad apples, right? However, those that I encountered, they were a lot of elderly folks as well, but they can move. Like
Shit
they
moving.
they can move. Like I'll hit a shot thinking like, okay, I got him. And no, they're running again. I'm like, oh, okay, this rally's not over. Or if they couldn't move so much, they knew how to do a well-placed shot to make me move. So it's like they know they couldn't move, but they knew how to make me move. And that amazed me. I was like, wait a second. So you're telling me that so right now I'm 32 years old, right? So you're telling me that by the time I'm the age of 50, I can still be playing this sport. You know what I'm saying? So and there are tournaments out there. We'll get to tournaments later, but just to put it out there, there is a tournament that is specifically, there are many, but there's one specific tournament that the minimum age is 50 years old. You can't enter the tournament if you're under the age of 50.
No
So I'm like,
way.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I have 18 years to train for this tournament. So that's definitely like that hit me the most. I was like, wait, so I could be playing this like forever.
Forever.
So may as well keep it going, you know?
Wow, I love that. I mean, movement is just important in general for all walks of life. Movement is life, right? And
Mhm.
I would have never suspected that. I mean, I've seen kind of the elderly people moving around in the courts, and I thought, oh, they're so cute, like because I've never played it. I've never been on the field with them. So like for
Right.
you to feel that, I like that. I like that bit of surprise. It surprised me, and I think also it brings up a lot of like confidence not only within yourself too but within these people because I like that it's all ages, right? Like everyone can
Hmm.
play, which brings in the fun factor, but also like you could still be competitive. You could be a 55-year-old, and this guy could be like 28 years old, best shape of his life, and still get whopped on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that opens up to like a bit of a what's the word for it? Like an open door to the community because like
Hmm.
anybody can play, which is also very important in a lot of these sports and a lot of these games. And it warms my heart too because it's like you never know what you're gonna learn, right? And I think that's also another part of this too is that people much older than you, obviously they've been playing it or they can teach you about certain things that you never would have thought possible, even on the field or outside of pickleball. So it brings all walks of life together and I just really appreciate that. So my next question is like after that, like, how did you start to like get into, getting better at the game? Like, walk us through learning from your mistakes. Like, what was the first mistake that you kept making that was just like, oh, like I need to get it, you know?
That's a great that's a great question because and I still tell people to this day. So when you know like you said, you have a lot of backgrounds that join pickleball. You have people that play
Mm,
badminton. Tennis is the most common one you'll see. Tennis players getting into pickleball. Badminton, softball, volleyball players I've ran into, baseball players, and I'm like, what? I haven't met any basketball players yet. And they have you have other racquetball players like myself, but I've met other racquetball players as well. Um, Me personally, what I messed up a lot in racquetball, you tend to want to wheel the ball a lot, like just, full force, right?
yeah.
And usually, but for the most part, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna hit it hard because if you play, for those who don't know racquetball, you can play one wall or all four walls. So sometimes you want to hit it real hard where the ball goes to the wall in front of you, and it bounces so hard that it hits the back wall, and then you have to hit the shot off the back wall,
Oh man.
right?
Oh
So
man.
so that's why sometimes you do need a lot of power, or at least, in your swing. Um, that transitioning from that into pickleball, you have to like power is great, but it's more about control. You do
Mm.
need power in certain situations. However, I kept trying to power everything because I'm just like, my
Ah.
racquetball instincts, and I'll hit the ball hard, and the ball will go out because it's just too fast. Or like I'll try to really do a nice spike, and then it goes out because it's spiking. Or I'm like, oh, I got a nice angle. Angle goes out, and I'm just like, it was very frustrating. I was like, God, everything's going out. Like, what am I doing? And then some people kept telling me, like, take it easy. You don't have to use so much power. But then I'll face other players. Like as I got better, I started facing players who use power, and I'm like, what? And they use it really well. I mean, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. They sometimes hit balls out too, But I'm just like, how come they can use power and I can't? I don't understand. Like this is so frustrating. So I'll try to power
Yeah,
right back at them.
yeah.
And it's funny, there's a technical term they're called bangers because they bang the
Bangers.
ball.
Oh, okay.
They just bang the ball really hard. Like
Yeah, yeah.
their hope is that they'll hit it so hard that you'll get jammed. So it'll force you to go like this kind of to break
Oh,
your
okay.
guard,
Yeah,
so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah, yeah.
And the ball pops up and then they can smash the next one, right?
Because you
So
like they've like got you off guard, and then it comes so fast that you can't like react in time. Is that how it plays out?
exactly. It comes so fast, and if you're not in a proper position, I've personally have gotten better with it now, but then that's another thing I used to struggle on. So I'm gonna show you my paddle real quick.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
it's my favorite
Woo! Look at
paddle.
that bad boy.
I know, right? So Greg knows us.
You
Okay.
got a
But
name? You got
anyways,
a
so
name?
I don't have a name for this paddle, but I thought about that. But so like if I'm standing in the court, when you have I'm a righty, but I know it's gonna look a little inverted. You want to hold the paddle kind of like I'm gonna stand up a little bit.
Yeah,
You
man.
kind
Do
of
you
want to
think?
like
Do you
you
think?
kind of want to hold it like this,
Yeah.
whereas because like let's say it's coming at you, the ball's coming out really fast. You have kind of this right here to protect you, so you can kind of like bring it back,
Yeah, that
right? You
makes
can
sense. Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
hit it like that. Or if I have my forehand hitting it hard, my forehand's kind of already, I'm kind of standing like this, so I can
Yeah.
just either do this
Like
or
tap it.
this.
Ah, okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
like either or.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So against bangers, you kind of have to read it, but you once you get the hang of it, if you're once you get the hang of doing this correctly, you can bring take back any shot no matter what. But in the beginning, I would do this. One, I struggled to do this as it is, like this stance right now. So I was
Mm,
so used to doing this and then
yeah.
going like this. But the ball's coming so fast to you that by the time I'm doing this,
Oh,
my paddle isn't necessarily in the right position. It's not this, it's this,
so
right?
it'll like
Pop
it'll
up. The
ah
ball pop up
interesting.
because I'm just and then I'm doing this and then they're like bam smash it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of nuts. So another thing I also struggled with was control, right? Because you imagine in pickleball, you're doing a rally, you're doing great, bam bam bam, kind of fast mediumish speed, and then out of nowhere someone just like tap, and then you're like, wait, what? You just tapped the ball, like it just went so like completely changed the pace of the game,
Oh, I
right?
see. I see. Yeah.
So you have to constantly, against upper level players, you have to adapt constantly, like constantly.
Because they're
So
constantly changing their strategy and their moves, huh?
yeah,
Oh
right.
man.
So like a simple example, I'll hit a shot, you're in the back, right? I wish I could like draw a court, but you're in the back. Imagine you're some distance away. You hit the ball back to me, I'm just gonna tap the ball. If you don't run up, I'm just gonna tap it. So now you're left running to get the ball, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
tapped it. So, or the opposite, like you're so close to me, I'm just gonna hit it real hard to you, and then again try
Can't
to jab
react
you.
in time. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That is so cool. I like the kind of like the mind games. Again, this is also goes into competitiveness and playing different games and different people. You got to learn and read people's minds, and people come from all walks of life. So like you mentioned, and I want to go back to that too, because people come from different games and they can kind of bring in that skill set and kind of like mix and match. Before we continue, what makes pickleball like more fun and different from the other sports? Because you keep mentioning the other sports, and I want to kind of hone in on that before we move on. Like, like what makes it stand out to you?
So this one's a little hard to explain, but like going back to when I originally started playing it more, you kind of get this addictive feeling, right? Like pickleball is the game is first to 11 wins, right? So depending on the level of the game, but to keep it simple, some may think that's too little of a score, right? You're like the game might go too fast. You're like 11 points, and then next thing you know, the score is like 8-8, and you're like, damn, the game's almost over. And
Ah,
then whether you win or lose, you're like, I want to go again. Like I want to do that again. I want to try it again. You get that like, no, maybe I could have done this differently, or like, oh, I didn't do well that game. I want to play again, or oh, I
that's it
dominated
right
that game.
there.
I want to keep playing. Yeah, right. Like even if you lose, you're like, I could have done that shot. Oh, I was off my
uh,
game. Oh, my backhand was off. I think it'll be better next game, right?
so it's like that
And
addictive, like try again, try again.
exactly, like win or lose,
Ah,
right? And me personally, that's what kept me going back. Also, among other things, but like that the most, I was like, and I swear, I remember telling myself, I don't know why I'm so addicted to pickleball. I don't know why. I'm
I
just
bet
like,
you everyone asks
I just want to
themselves
play.
that. Like, why do I
Yeah,
like this so much?
like
Yeah,
I just want to play. Like it's crazy, and
yeah.
it's yeah, it's just so fun.
That's dope. No, I love it. I love it because that's how you fall in love with these things too. At first you don't even realize like how much time you're putting into it, and you just keep playing. And you just want to keep getting better. And like I said, this is the topic of this episode. It's kind of like the progression of you slowly becoming addicted. No, are you slowly becoming better, and and like being enthralled in this world. So to transition, keep going in with the conversation.
Mhm.
When did you realize, because now you're becoming addicted, right? When did you realize like, all right, like now I'm not a casual anymore. Like now I want to learn how to get to the next level, if that makes sense. Like from a
So
beginner novice player to now intermediate or medium, or like the middle ground, right?
yeah, so if to add on to that, if you were to ask me where do I stand, right? I'm not super good. I'm getting there, right? I'm considered intermediate slash maybe high intermediate at most, but for the most part, definitely intermediate. Um, when did I get the realization that I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do this? So playing over time, I'm starting to get better, yada yada. And then it just hit me one day. I was like, well, when can I get to the next? What is the next step, right? Like, okay, sure. What if I do get like amazing and start dominating? Like, where can I take this, right?
Yeah.
So someone mentioned this to me. They asked me. They were like, hey, what's your duper? And I'm like, what? What is that? And they're like, it's like your rating. Like, what's your rating? And I was like, how do I get that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Because they were like, oh, this is when I was like beginner intermediate, like that's where I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, well, like how you could get rated, like how does that work? And they were like, yeah, it's you get an app, and you explain to me that you get an app, whatever, and you download it, and then you have to do like duper games. And I was like, do you? And I started asking, and just for the sake of the audience, I'll explain how that works.
Absolutely.
Like, you create an account, duper DUPR, Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating. That's what it stands for. And it's an app that you download, and you can there are two ways you can get a rating. One, you can go to a facility. So for me, I go to a facility. It's called Camp Pickleball. I have a membership there. They have Duper rating sessions. So like you sign up, other people sign up. Everyone is aware that okay, this is a rating session. So all
Uh,
your matches will be recorded, and your rank will be adjusted, based on your
accordingly.
performance.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second option is you can create a duper match yourself among others. So let's say you and I want to play a singles match. As long as we all agree, like, hey, let's play singles. Okay, cool. Hey, do you want this to be a duper match or casual open play?
Oh.
And then you would say, you know what, I'm feeling competitive. Let's make it a duper game. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then let's say the score ends like, let's say I win 11-10. So I will put it in the results in duper. And the difference between when you make it yourself, I call it custom, versus when a facility does it, is the facility, when they do it, it assumes everyone agrees. Singles or doubles, like it just gets entered, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did it, you and I, like I'll submit the results, but it's pending approval by you because you have to verify it, right? Like, is this information accurate? Because there are people out there, I don't know why they would, but they could like kind of inflate their
Oh,
duper if it didn't allow for,
that's
you know,
unfortunate. Yeah,
the
right, 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 right.
yeah. I don't think people do that, but if they did,
Like, did this guy
it
beat my
doesn't.
ass? Hmm.
Yeah, right. So
And
so you could simply deny it and be like, no, this score is
this
not
never
true.
happened. Yeah. Oh, okay. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
But if it is true, again, for those wondering, when a facility does it or event such as a tournament is another way they have duper tournaments. So every tournament match gets recorded to your rating. That weighs way more than if I did a custom game,
I
right?
got you. I
So to
got
keep
you.
it simple, if you and I did a singles match in a tournament and I win, maybe my duper might go up by zero point 0.5. But if
Right.
I did a custom game and I win, my rating probably go by zero point 0.2.
I got you.
Yeah.
That I had a question about that too, because if I go around challenging
hmm
people every single day, and my duper app like keeps going, like
hmm
what's stopping people from just playing all the time, even against like lower ranked players? Like how does that factor into the scoring of like you getting points? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So one, if it's custom made, everyone has to agree, right? Even if like doing doubles and three or four people agree and one person does not, it does not, you can't do it.
You can,
Like
okay.
they would simply deny it and does not record it. So you can't do that. But if it's like a facility based and we all agree, I'm gonna show. the Duper app on my
Yeah,
phone,
man, go
just
for
like
it. Yeah.
as an example.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take a second to show. So let me know when it looks a little clearer.
You got it. Yep.
So you have a doubles rating and a singles rating. You don't have to have both. It just so happens that I did both. Because I recently did a singles tournament, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
So I'm a 3.2 in doubles, 3.3 in singles.
Gotcha.
So that little number above it, you see that little 90, I think it
90.
is, next
Yeah.
to the
Uh huh.
doubles.
Uh huh.
So that's called a reliability score. And that basically shows you how accurate I am right now. So like yes, I am a
Oh,
3.26, it's accurate. And the higher the reliability, the more like
trusted.
this don't yet trust it, but like don't necessarily quote me on this. So I don't want to show names, so
No.
I'll say the name. I mean I don't know about the other folks, so I just won't show names. But so team A is me and my partner.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time I'm a 3.3, my teammate is a 3.0. Team B, they are a 3.1 and a 2.7,
Okay.
right? The final score was 11-4, where Team B won. So I lost that game,
Okay.
right? And mind you, we were supposed to win that, right? Because the 3.3 and the 3.0 versus 3.1 and 2.7.
Higher than. Yeah. 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 I got you.
On average, we should win that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because we lost, and not only did we lose, the point spread was huge, 11-4. Like
Yeah.
that's so not only did we not meet expectations, we also had a big point gap.
Right.
So in that game, I lost 0.39 to my rank. Mind you, if point zero three is that's kind of a lot. Like it's
Right.
just for reference. And then my teammate lost zero point 0.5 during
Oh, so
that
he
game.
lost even more.
So
Yeah, he
he
lost
lost
even.
more because his reliability wasn't as high as mine, right? Because my rating is a little more accurate in the book. So it's like, okay, you did lose this game, but we can't penalize you as much because, well, this is technically where you stand.
Right.
And it
Yeah.
also factors your teammates too, right? Like my
Mm-hmm.
teammate is quote unquote weaker than me. So it won't penalize me as much because it's kind of like a consolidation or consolation,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, yes, you are the stronger team, but you of the two are the stronger partner of
Right.
the
Right.
two.
And it factors all that into consideration. That's kind of it's a
Yeah.
pretty robust kind of system, I guess, if you would say.
Mhm.
My question with that also is too is that like, you know, I what's so does the conversation of your duper ranking come up a lot? Is there a stigma behind your rankings? Because that's also something too. You've mentioned a lot of things. I want to hone in on that one before we move on. It's like
Sure.
your ranking does represent a lot about you in gaming and life in general. So
Mhm.
how do you navigate the stigmas and the you being at certain ranks? Does that affect your gameplay state? How do you know if someone's higher than you, do you get nervous? Like talk a little bit about that stuff.
Sure. And I could talk about it even till today, right? Since I'm where I'm at now, I guess right now would be my prime because I'm the best that I have been, quote unquote. So does the rating get brought up often? Not as much as you think,
Hmm.
unless someone just is like, "Hey, there's this tournament coming up," right? Because why do people have dupers? One, well, they have it because they want to know where they stand. But most
Right.
importantly, there are certain events that require a duper rating. Like right now, if you don't have a duper, right? You'd be NA, right? So you couldn't join certain tournaments because you just don't have a rating. So you have
Right.
to go get one. But there are certain tournaments that you can join even if you're not rated. But let's backtrack to the rankings for a sec. So
Mm-hmm.
just to give you a range, 2.0 to 3.0, I would say is beginner. 2.0, 2.5 is beginner. 2.5 to 3.0 is like beginner, low intermediate. 3.0 to 3.5 is intermediate. Your average player is in this range. 3.5 to 4.0 is intermediate slash high intermediate. Really good
Mm-hmm.
players there. 4.0 and above is considered advanced. And 5.0, me, I could be wrong here, but I think that's semi-pro. Like
Yeah.
I've actually gone against 5.0s and they're nasty. Like that's definitely a story that I could talk about that. They're freaking nasty. So is there a do people look at you differently based on your rating? Yes and no.
Mm.
Like, one, they could tell by the way you play in general. Like
Right.
if I go play today, actually I played pickleball today, right? And I'm playing with some folks, and we're all around the same level, good games, whatever. But then there are some folks that like they will tell me like you're not a 3.2, like there's no way. And
Yeah.
like if the question does come, I'll say yeah I'm a 3.2, and they're like you're not 3.2, and I'm not, it's not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's think of it as like ranked in a game, right? Like if you
Hmm.
play quick play in Overwatch, like, you'll find those games a little easier. But if you play the same exact people or the same level range in a ranked game, suddenly everything's a lot harder, and
The
you're like,
weight of the game
but
is.
it's way more, right? You're like,
Yeah.
but I've been playing in plat lobbies all the time. Why is this plat lobby so difficult? Well, because everyone's trying now. There's something on the
Yeah.
line,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So the same thing happens with Duper. Like if I do a 3.0 to 3.5 range Duper session, it's much harder, more difficult than when I play an open play 3.0, 3.5.
I got
Like
you.
I tend to win a lot of 3.0 to 3.5 open plays, but when I do Duper, I have to be more careful because my next thing to get into is when you do doubles with Duper, it's very partner dependent. And forgive all those out there who disagree with this, who may disagree with this, but it's very like yes, your own skill matters, of course, but it's also partner dependent. And I when I say that, I don't mean like, do I expect my partner to carry me and do everything?
No.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there's a certain way you have to play depending on the side you are on the court. Like this is one teammate I played with, we play well together. But when we're on a certain side, sometimes, more often than not, like if I'm on, so you have two sides, right? If I'm on the right hand side, my backhand is in the middle. So whenever I'm on that side and my teammate's on the left hand side, we tend to struggle a little more. I mean, this is with not a particular person. This
I
is what
got you.
I've been noticing in general. Um, because it's the classic who takes the middle, right? You
Yeah.
have my backhand and you have their forehand, and you'd be surprised whenever I tell them it's your forehand, that's you, take it in the middle. But it's not always that simple because although that is true,
Right.
what happens if they get pulled off the court? I have to cover the middle with my backhand,
I
right?
see. Yeah.
So it's very situational. And if your partner doesn't understand concepts like that, then you will struggle because the opponent will realize that and they'll be like, well, I'll just go,
Capitalize on it.
yeah, so I'm gonna go for the middle all day, every day. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh God.
Yeah.
But so your rating, some people may look at you differently when you tell them your rating. They generally do not, but I have experienced it. Like someone, they're like, oh, you're 3.2, like good and bad. They're like, oh, you're just a 3.2. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
if you were to ask me personally, again, not to my horn, I think I'm around 3.5.
Third
Like
point.
I could
Yeah.
get my duper, I think I could get my duper to 3.5 for sure. It's just tough, right? Because if I was a 4.0, I can easily get my duper to 2.5, but I'm not a 4.0. But
Yeah.
also, um, you like let's say what if I face someone else that's a 3.1, but they're actually really good, the same predicament as me,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're like the
Yeah.
same level. Maybe we're both 3.5s. But now I'm playing against them and I can't get my rating up and they can't get their rating up because we're both battling it out back and forth. Now we're both stuck in
Stuck.
3.2,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
3.1. It's like having two masters lobbies in a plat lobby, and
Yeah.
they're going at each other, and you're like, "Well, you're in plat. Well, you're in plat too." And it's like, "No, we both know we don't
Oh
belong
man.
here."
Oh man. Us gamers, we know what that feels like. You mentioned a lot here. And
Mhm.
it's always good to toot your own horn, man. Keep doing that, all right, man. You
I'll try.
you got to, man. Pat yourself on the back, man. You're doing a lot of good things. And so here's a big question that I think a lot of us can ask ourselves, especially when we are learning or getting into things or kind of playing with doubles. I want to get into the doubles aspect too, but it's just like like what have you learned a lot about yourself in this whole process? Because you mentioned tooting your own horn, and then you mentioned your partners and partner dependent, but overall in general, like because you can get frustrated with your partner, but you could also get frustrated with yourself. You can get frustrated at the game, or you can get frustrated at just anything happening in life in general, right? So games and often competition and stuff like that, they bring stuff out of us that we probably don't even expect or have been hiding for a while. So I kind of want to get into that, like the kind of like the deep side of what have you learned about yourself during pickleball. One of the biggest things that you like learned, and like any big lessons that you would actually kind of want to express to people about the process of becoming good at pickleball and playing with other people in general, you know?
So about me, in general, I consider myself to be a very outgoing, easy person who's patient. Some aspects I can be a little impatient, right? Because I want things to happen. But for the most part, I get along well with everybody, especially my teammate. One important thing is to be like, yes, it's good sportsmanship, but you'd be surprised the amount of times that has turned the tables, right? Like when you're playing the game and your teammate is maybe having a rough time, you not only do you just like, you yourself, you're like, damn, I need to do better to like to help them out, but
Yeah.
also encourage them, right? Like if you mess up a shot, I'm like, hey, like don't worry, like let's get the next one, don't worry,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Or I played with my recent teammate in a tournament, and there was this one game they were struggling a little bit, and I was like we missed a lot of points in a row, so I called a timeout. And I said, hey, I'm gonna teach you something. And I actually grabbed this from YouTube and I've been using it ever since. It's like the best thing personally for me. I said, I'm gonna teach you something. It's called the 2 second rule. And he's like, 2 seconds? I was like, yeah. You only allow yourself 2 seconds of frustration after you mess up. And by the time you get back to your position on the court, you should be thinking nothing else but the game. Just act like it never happened. And it's easier said than done, sure. Like some people can handle frustration more than others. Like I understand that. However, it goes a long way
Mm.
because it becomes a domino effect, right? So a lot of teammates I've had in the past, even open play, they've told me they're like, "Wow, I really like playing with you because yes, you play good, but you're also like very outgoing and easygoing." I'm like, "Yeah, like I get it. I've been there. You know, when I was new, I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I've gotten yelled at before, and I'm just like, whoa, like, hey, it ain't that serious,
Take it
but."
easy, man.
Yeah, I'm like, but I like to keep to myself because I also understand their point of view in a sense where it's like, yes, I'm not justifying you yelling at me, but at the same time, I understand your frustration. Um, but so then another thing that I've learned about myself is like, let's talk about my play style, right? I've actually learned what kind of play style I actually have.
Mm.
So if I go back to Overwatch, because I'm going to use that as an example, right? In Overwatch, you have three roles: tank, support, and DPS. I usually play tank and support, but support is my favorite, and hence the word support because I like to help when in need. But when you play support, you have to, in a way, you have to think very tactical as well, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you have to be two steps ahead all the time, or you have to constantly think, well, if I did this, what will happen next? Or if I did this, I think this is gonna happen, but then this is gonna happen if I do this, right? Like you kind of have to, you have to be thinking like that all the time in pickleball as well. Like a lot of people say it's like chess.
Mm.
I don't, I mean, yes, I agree, but I think it's a little, I mean, I don't know, I'm not good at chess, but my version of that is I just have to keep thinking fast. That's the way
Yeah,
I see it.
yeah.
Um, but yes, always be the next step. So my play style is like a support kind of player. So
Ah.
what I like to do in a match, and I've told some partners this because if there's a game where we're not playing well together, if it's a serious game, if it's an open play, I know I don't want to like tell them what I do, like it's open play, right?
Right.
But if it's a ranked match, something serious, then I'll be like, hey, I'm letting you know this is how I play.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like to help set up shots for my teammate. I'll try to hit the ball in a way where the opponent will kind of give my teammate the next shot so they can put it away,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's I hit it really hard to them and they pop it up and my teammate takes
I see
it,
the math. I
or
see the math.
maybe I'll hit a soft shot at an angle where my teammate can predict easier where the ball's gonna come next after they
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of my play style. I like to kind of sit back and wait to see where the ball is going, and then I'll take action. So it's funny because some people are like, "Wow, you have a lot of power, or you play aggressive," and I'm like, believe it or not, it's not my play style.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's not what I do. So so I work really well with someone that's aggressive on my team.
Mm,
If someone plays more passive or kind of like me, then it forces me to play aggressive. It's not to say I can't play aggressive. I can also do that as well, but
mm-hmm.
it's not my forte.
I got
Like
you. I got you.
I won't get far. So, well, if you'd ask me like Okay, what else do you recommend? I recommend drilling. There are lots of drilling that you can do with pickleball. It helps build muscle memory, helps you remember key situations that you're in. Don't always play the same people. It's nice to play with friends, but
Mm-hmm.
like diversify. You have to diversify because what happens when you enter a tournament? You're gonna run into people you never played against before.
Yeah.
So you have brand new patterns, brand new thought process. They might do something you've never seen
Seen
before,
before.
or
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
oh, they like to go for my backhand a lot, no matter what. Even if my backhand's on fire, they'll still go for my backhand. I'm like, oh, this person is persistent. Like, some people would just give up, like, I'm not touching this backhand. He's doing too
Right.
much. No,
Right.
I faced a guy, still went for my backhand. I'm like, damn, he's keeping me on my toes. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, and then you have um, and don't take the game serious, but don't take it so serious where it kind of disrupts your mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to play with flow, as they call it. Like just go with the flow. I mean, yes, be smart on what you're doing, but
Yeah.
don't don't overthink it, right? Like you messed up a shot, again, a 2 second rule. Like be frustrated for 2 seconds, grieve, and then back to the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or like if the opponent
Mm-hmm.
has like a 6 point lead on you, like it's not over. Like
Yeah.
that took me a while to get over. Like I'd be like, I wouldn't give up, but I would feel the weight on us. Like, damn, we have to do so much to come
To come
back. Like
back. Yeah.
we had a bad start. Like, and I've had games where I got my ass kicked, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had games where I didn't score a single point.
Yeah. Yeah.
They call it a pickle, by the way.
Oh,
If you
pickle.
lose,
Wow.
yeah, like if you
That's
lose
funny.
11-0, if you lose 11-0, you got pickled. That's what they call it.
Wow. Okay. I wonder.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I've been there. It's a devastating feeling, but don't be discouraged. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, unfortunately, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, maybe you played bad. Maybe the opponent played freaking amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's just you move on to the next game.
Yeah, no, I love it. You brought up so many good points here. That 2 second rule, I'm gonna definitely look that up because that's, we all can get into those modes of like, oh, like why did I do that? Oh, and then you ruminate in it, and then you play worse and worse and worse. We've all been there, and like, or maybe you lose a game, and then like you just go on that losing streak. We've all been there too, right? And
Oh yeah.
it's just so crazy. Like the mindset stuff is really it's really powerful. You've talked a lot about mindset. And
Mhm.
you never know the mindset that people are in or what they're going through, even outside of the game. They could come into the game with kind of sort of a frustration with whatever's happening. They probably had a bad day at work or something like that. And I think that 2 second rule, something that I go about anytime I'm entering a new room, I kind of reset, because that is kind of like the 2 second. You just like, all right, it's there, reset, and let's go at it, right? Because mindset is just like I said, it's just one of the most important things when it comes to anything in life. And I feel like pickleball or whatever it is, it will help you flex that muscle. Because like you also mentioned too, you got to flex the muscles of trying to like go against different people. Flex the muscle of using a certain move, and stuff like that. And that's all mindset. It's like, I got to do it again. I got to do it again. Or, you know, I just appreciate this, and there's so many parallels to games and stuff. And before I get into the tournaments, because I want to get into that, because like I feel like this is the perfect segue into that, into
Mhm.
tournaments. Which do you prefer though? Do you prefer the doubles or do you prefer the singles? I haven't asked that question yet before we.
That's a great question,
And, and,
honestly.
and
So
honestly, there's also different mindsets going into each of them too. So,
yes, that's so true. Like, so I know we're about to talk about tournaments,
yeah, yeah,
but I recently did a singles tournament. Before doing the singles tournament, I can only count maybe at most 3, 4 times I've ever played singles in pickleball, right?
yeah.
I was never against it. I just never really had the opportunity to do it because pickleball, it's actually really hard to get singles games unless you like reserve a core specifically for singles. But like if I walk to the park and people are playing singles and there's people waiting, they're gonna look at you like, hello, would you be
Hey,
playing doubles,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So doubles is more common than singles,
More
unless again,
predominant because of how many players and right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm,
So
I get it.
let's say like yeah. So if I had to choose, I like doubles. My play style fits doubles more. It's not to say that I can't learn singles or get better at it, which is again ironic because my singles rank is actually higher than my doubles rank,
That's funny.
which I
Yeah.
which I didn't expect. Yeah. But it really made me wonder though, like, could I be like a potential like really good singles player? I don't
I like
know.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but we'll get to that in a second. But if I had to choose for at least for now, doubles.
Doubles. Yeah,
Because like
yeah,
doubles, and you're gonna hear this a lot, like if you ask someone else, some people might like singles more because they'll be like, well, I don't have my doubles partner to take my balls, so I can just do everything myself. I'm responsible for it. Everything that happens is me,
yeah,
right? And it's
yeah.
and it's true. Like going in again, different mindset. When you're in singles, it's funny, like I at one point I remember being like, oh yeah, it's just me. Like it's only me. And then
Yeah, yeah.
in
Well, it's
in
also
doubles.
yeah. Go ahead,
Mhm.
go ahead. In doubles.
I was gonna say in doubles you have even more variables. You have three other people along with
Oh
yourself.
man.
So it's like in doubles you'll see we call it the triangle effect. You'll see that a lot. So it's like I hit to you, you hit to my teammate, teammate hits to your teammate hits to me, I hit to
Yeah.
you, right? Like eventually it becomes a triangle at some
Uh-huh.
point. Singles is just angles, all nothing but angles. Like if you get the sharper angle and you can get that angle, and if you can hustle, cool. Like you pretty much got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think one is easier than the other.
Hmm?
I think they both require a different set of skills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't really say much for singles because I'm still technically new at it, as far as like amount of games played. But doubles, I can say there's a lot of technicality.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot.
Yeah, and you also said something else too. I want to pinpoint on that too, is that the singles is different, right? So playing into single kind of stretches your mindset, right? Because you're more comfortable with like how you said being a support player, setting things up for your teammate. Whereas in single, you're out there by yourself, man. Like you got nobody to support for yourself, you know. So
Right.
it again, this is something else too, where like stretching yourself and playing different people and trying different things, you learn another way to think. You learn another way to operate, you know, be it in video games or be it in anything else in life. And I think that's also very important to take from this episode too, is that, you know, just obviously like learn a lot about yourself, but also like try new things, right? So if you're playing singles, then go to doubles, and if you're playing doubles, go to singles. But also play against different people, go to different neighborhoods, meet different people. It's a whole like ecosystem where you can
Mhm.
learn so much about yourself. And again, you know, it's about growth. It's about getting better, not only in the game but with yourself as a human, right? Because you got to learn how to play with people and learn how to read people. So and I love that about video games themselves too, and in sports,
Mhm.
it's all one and the same, right? We're like we got to work together. We got to defeat a common enemy or get to a
Mhm.
certain score. It's all the same, and that human experience of learning, I just think it's just so powerful. Um,
Mhm.
unless you want to add to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just thought of it now. I forgot to mention about the one thing of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So typically I just to throw it out there, I'm an introverted extrovert, right? So I'm not one to initiate conversation or like it's not that I want to talk to people. I generally don't know what to talk about or like I just you want to really catch me doing that. But with pickleball community, everyone talks to each other, right?
Dope.
And even
Yeah.
if I don't have much to say, I'm like, wow, like I'm engaging in a conversation, I'm having a good time, I'm getting to know people, making friends, right? That I have more now to expand my circle, which is really cool. Some people keep it as like pickleball friends only, but even that's fine because you develop a group that you're like, I know I'll be able to play with these players, especially if they are at or above your level. You're like, okay, I know I'm gonna
Yeah.
get some practice in.
Yeah.
So it helped me, excuse me, it helped me a lot with, not that I don't want, yeah, let's say you can say it more or less. It helped me more with like, wow, I'm able to have these social interactions without being like, do I really want to like engage in conversation? So, it helps with that a lot too.
Yeah, no, no, no. I appreciate it. Yeah, because like you're talking about a common thing, right? And you're talking about a common goal, and that always brings people together. You know, like, hey,
Mhm.
I want to take on these guys, and then like instantly in the span of like how long are games? I didn't even ask that. How long are games usually?
Oh, that's a good question actually.
Yeah,
A typical game can range between, I'm trying to keep it like simple because obviously like,
yeah, an average
uh,
game.
let's say 15 minutes, 15,
Yeah,
20 minutes.
yeah. So in an average of 15 minutes, you're locking in with this person, man. Like,
Exactly.
you're one, and you got to learn how to adapt to each other on the fly and learn how each other's conversations and stuff like that. So I just the whole aspect, like I said, is just it's really awesome, and I think also going into the next topic, which is like tournaments and stuff, because and I don't want to say that just because you enter a tournament doesn't mean like you lose the fun, right? It's serious now because you're in a tournament. So I want to shift over to that and kind of talk about the difference between tournaments and how many tournaments have you been in, real quick?
Um, in total, four and
Okay,
no, five. Five in
five.
total. Five in
Okay,
total, yeah.
yeah. So in the span of like the five tournaments that you've been in, like what is the biggest difference between your casual play, your mindset, the people that you're with? Do you play with the same partner going into tournaments in the doubles aspect? Talk a little bit about that.
If I'm gonna say this right here and now for doubles tournaments, I you have to have you have to play with a teammate you have been playing with. So what I've been doing is I'll play with someone, and with that person I played with the first tournament, was the league. We actually came first place because we did practice and like commit to playing together, which is why we were one of the stronger teams. But then there was another tournament I did where I entered with someone who I played with only a little bit of the times. So when we
Yeah,
played in the tournament, we weren't as strong. We got far, but like didn't make it because. And then my teammate, when we were lost, they were frustrated, and I'm like, well, here's one thing you have to think about. And while I'm saying this quote, it is very true. When you go into a doubles tournament, you have to remember, yes, like, to have fun, like you can enter with someone like, oh, you're good. Let's play a tournament together. Sometimes that works out. Like it does.
yeah,
It can, right? If you're really good and right, and you can adapt, like fine. However, I want to say like and I could be wrong here, but like I guarantee 80% of the doubles tournaments that you're in, you're facing players that already have been playing together, aka you're facing a bunch of teams that already have chemistry,
hmm
right? So if you're going in there with someone that you just barely played with, you do know that you're going into that tournament with players that have chemistry, and that automatically makes the games a lot harder.
yep, yep.
What else? So, so that's one thing, like casual versus tournament. You're facing people that have trained for this, have drilled together,
hmm
know what each other's thinking, know each other's strengths and weaknesses, right? Like, as one example I mentioned earlier, if my teammate gets pulled out of the court, my job is to cover the middle until they can recover, right?
Right.
Like if I review that strategy with my teammate, we don't have to look at each other when the ball's coming like, who's gonna hit that? I already know, I already know to act on it before it even happens,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
before
yeah,
giving
yeah.
an advantage, right? Or like if the ball, I hit it right down the middle, a lot of people look at each other like, who's gonna hit that? Well, what? What do you
Oh,
mean?
you got it? I
Especially
thought you
when
had.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, right?
yeah, yeah.
Especially when you have a righty and a lefty, so both forehands are in the middle. It's like, who's gonna
hmm
hit that? But if you haven't trained with each other, like, I'm gonna take that ball no matter what, doesn't matter if your forehand's there, then you're already a step ahead of most people in the tournament that
Oh
play
man.
with someone they haven't played,
Yeah.
right? Like those little things mean a lot.
Oof.
Um, what else? You have like the atmosphere is different. That one's hard to explain, but you can just kind of feel it. Like you walk in there and you're like, it's not intense. Well, it's intense, but like not it's not intimidating. It's intense, but it's not intimidating.
Right.
It's like, ooh, everyone's here, like they're ready to play. Everyone's like excited, like, hey, how you doing today?
The energy level is
You ready to
different.
play?
Yeah.
It's completely different. Like, I mean, go figure, right? Tournament, but like it's speaking of from experience, so different in a good way. Me personally, I like it. You
Yeah.
know, if
Yeah.
if if you enter a tournament and you're intimidated by that, I encourage you to kind of train yourself to think that's normal. Like
hmm
I get it. If you're in your very first tournament, yes, it can be like, oh my God, like all these people. But if you help transition your mindset to like, okay, this is just like open play, but like hardcore. You
Yeah.
know, like just this whatever it helps you get through it.
Yeah.
Um, and then you also like again tournaments are like your ratings on the line, right? Like yes, everyone competes and they want to get a medal or a prize, whatever. But even if you don't make it, you still have a rating adjustment. So even from
Mm,
the very first game, your
yeah.
rating is on the line. Doesn't matter if your game's easy, doesn't matter if it's hard. If it's an easy game, you should be dominating that team. If you don't dominate the team, you can probably still lose rating because
Wow.
you did not beat expectations. Like
Yep.
I've won a game, but I still lost ranking because I didn't
Exceed.
dominate the team,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to take it serious from the very beginning. You can't be like, oh, we'll be fine after 4 points. Like, no, you give them
You,
4 points. Like
yeah.
that's 4 points they shouldn't have,
Yeah. And that makes
right?
a
Like,
difference. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, big difference.
Um, it's interesting that you mentioned the mindset that goes into tournament too, because I want to talk about your mindset about winning now. So like,
Mhm.
what does winning mean to you now? Because you said right, you just finished saying that like, even though you win a game, you can still lose ranking, right? So like in
Mhm.
your mind, it's like, well, did I just win for no reason? Like, get what I'm saying? Like, so how has your mindset changed when it comes to winning? Because sometimes you could lose a match, but still learn a lot from the game. Like still learn a lot from the match, and that's also a win in itself. So talk to me about your wins, because we've talked about like your losses and how like you've learned some things, but like what about the wins? Like, do you see them differently now? Have you learned from them?
Yeah, compared from the beginning, in the past, I used to be like, yeah, I just want to win. Like, cool, I win, and I'm like, I never think I'm better than someone, right? I'm just gonna put that out there. However, but like in that moment, I'd be like, yeah, I'm better than you because I won. You're like, yeah. So now I have confidence and I can beat you again. But
Yeah.
sometimes I forget to realize like, well, maybe they had an off game, or maybe it was their teammate. No offense to them. Sometimes I wouldn't factor that because then I'll face them again, but with someone else, and I lose, and I'd be like.
What just
How
happened?
did I struggle? I just
Yeah.
beat them. Yeah, beat them like 2 times in a row, and then I will get frustrated. I'm like, am I trash? Like, so,
age,
so, so
age old
when
question. Like, am I trash?
and it's yeah, right. And it's funny that you say that because even when you lose, sometimes you can still gain ranking as well.
Oh, interesting.
Because
Wow.
yeah, because like
Ah.
if you're supposed to lose a game and you perform better than what it thought the system, you can still get they'll lose rating and you'll gain some.
Oh, that makes
Um,
sense. Yeah, 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 yeah,
that,
yeah. Wow.
um,
Interesting.
that actually happened to me in the singles tournament, but we'll get to that. So winning. In the past, I would just be like, I just want to win, like just get points and win, right? But after I learned more about the duper and how it works,
Hmm.
it's not just winning, it's how much I win by. So yes, I do want to win in a tournament. Yes, I want to win and advance to the next round. Like the goal is to win so I can advance, right?
Right.
But let's say I'm doing a duper game and not a tournament. My goal is not only just to win, but to have a big point spread, right? I can win the game 10-11, but if I lose, or 11-10, but if I lose the rank, I
Yeah.
lose rank, then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it, I've only mitigated what I was supposed to lose,
Yeah.
right? But if I won 11-2, then I'm like, all right, I got my duper secured, locked, bam. Um, but when duper match, that's it. You want to win with point spread, gain as many
Hmm.
points as you can. In a tournament, it's pretty much both. It's I want the point spread, but I also want to win so I can advance to the next round.
Right.
But in a tournament, you kind of like if I'm facing a good team and I know I'm like, oh crap, like this is I wouldn't say I wouldn't care, but the point spread is not my priority anymore. It's okay, I just want to win this game so I can advance. Right?
Right.
Like if it's
Right.
a tough game, I'm like, nope, just
Nope.
let me get to 11 first. Like screw, I don't care if I 11-10. I
Lose
don't
or
care if I lose.
the points? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't care if I lose rating. I want to advance to the next round.
Right.
That's how I'll look at it.
Hmm.
But in a duper match, yes, I'll be like, damn, like I should have had a bigger point spread. So that's the difference, like between duper and a tournament.
Yeah.
Um, so when I win, I generally feel great about it. Like, of course, I mean, go figure, right? Like I feel great, but it's also like. There are some wins I don't feel great because I'll be like, damn, like I should have done better. Or like I had a win recently today where I won a match, but I was like, I didn't, there were certain shots that I messed up that I shouldn't
Hmm.
have messed
Hmm.
up. Or like, or maybe my partner did so well and I didn't. And I'm like, damn, like I shouldn't have my partner have to carry me like that. Like I'm
Right.
glad they
Right.
did,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but what did I contribute, right?
Hmm.
Like I always think about what I can contribute to the team for the win. And even if I lose, but I played really well. Sure, I'll be like, damn, I lost. But at the same
Right.
time, like, you know what? I played really well. Like, I'm not even mad about the loss. Like,
Yeah.
I played well. Like, fine. And this is gonna sound horrible, but when I lose and I know it's not my fault, I feel less bad about it because
Ah, okay. Yeah.
well, it wasn't me, so I'm like, I tried,
Yeah.
and I've had teammates that told me that they're like, you played amazing,
Right.
even though we
Right.
lost, and
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, but I'm like, damn, like, oops,
Yeah.
but going back to the wins, I always try to take something away from the win. Like if I
Mm.
won, I'm like, okay, well, how did I win? Okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
remember key highlights the best I can in my head during that game. Like, you know, was my one of my favorite shots is when I backhand kind of slam it and I angle
Yeah.
it. Like it's like one of my favorite shots, and it's with a lot of power, and it angles to the right, assuming I'm in the right corner, but it goes so fast sometimes you can't get it. So
Yeah.
like when I execute that, like how often was I able to execute it? When I was presented with that opportunity, how many times did I mess it up? Right? Like I'll look at shots like that, or
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a certain expectation of myself. Like if I hit that shot 5 times and I missed three of them, that's not good for me. Like why am I missing three of those five? Like I
Yeah.
should be getting at least I should be
For.
getting missing once
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
most. I shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
missing at all, but let's be realistic. Like okay,
Yeah.
maybe one miss is okay. Or when I serve the ball, like how many serves have I messed up during that game? Even if I won, like why did I mess up 5 serves? Five is way
Yeah.
too many. I should be messing up 2 serves at most.
Mm.
So that's what I do when I win. Like I don't try to down my victory per se. Like I'll take it like hell yeah, and celebrate. But I also want to like you can't just walk away thinking that everything went right.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't because you won't improve.
100%. I'm so glad that you said that because that's also very important. I think that's important when it comes to like your ego and like getting better at anything, right? Because just because you dominated someone or just because you lost, there's always an opportunity to learn. And I feel like that's also a really good point that I want people to take away from this podcast is or whatever it is that you're doing. You know, always take a second to look at like, hey, I hit 4 out of those 5 shots. Maybe I should have hit all of them. And not beat yourself up, right? Because we don't want to do that, but we also just want to always keep analyzing and always keep getting better, because we got to grow, and we got to evolve as we play these games and do these things. So a huge point that I like am happy that you brought up. And honestly, I wanted to talk about your tournament placings and what have they told you about yourself and how did you learn from your tournament placings? Like, can you talk about the placings that I know you say you won second? Was it recently?
Yeah, so most recently I won second place in the singles tournament, so I saw a little medal here. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, second place.
heck yeah! Look at that. That's a big boy.
Very, very happy about it, yeah.
That is a big boy.
It is my third award. I have two others. One was I got last year. It was from a league, so I got a little trophy. I should have brought them here, but it's okay. It's a league trophy, and then the 2 summers ago, yeah, 2 years. It was I don't remember, but it was a summer. I think it was last summer. But we won. I did a beginner tournament with my teammate, and we came first place.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I have a first place medal, second place medal, and then a trophy from a league.
Nice. Good stuff,
Um,
man.
yeah.
No, and if, it must feel really good also too. I'm not. You have all of them there, or you like they're like somewhere else. The trophies that.
Oh, they're I could grab them real quick. Yeah,
Yes.
let me grab 'em.
Show them
Yeah,
off.
we're back. So So we have the second place medal that I mentioned, and then we
Yeah.
have the first place. This is from the beginner tournament, so
Ooh,
first
look
place.
at that gold. Look at
And
that
then
gold.
I know, so shiny.
So shiny.
And then the league one that I got, it's actually from fall, 2025. So this
Oh,
is the
oh, that's
trophy for
pretty. Look
fall.
at that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What place
I
was
love that
that?
it has the title. So this
Yeah.
is, I'll show it over here. I don't know if you can read it.
Fall Mixed Doubles League 2025 champions. Oh shoot! So you won.
Yeah, we won the whole league.
Holy.
Yep.
Oh man!
So
Congrats, bro.
So for those who don't know, mixed doubles is when you play with
Good
a
point.
female partner. So it's male and
Wow.
female. Yeah, so I had a female partner for that one, and we became champions.
Nice. I love to hear it, man. That's good opportunities and good victories overall. Are you gonna enter more tournaments soon?
Yes, so this one the important thing that I forgot to mention about tournaments,
Yeah, yeah.
or what I recommend, right? Like going back to the you should have a teammate like that you train with. Me personally, and this is I guess I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. So one little bit of frustration that I have with these tournaments lately that I've had. Like, not because I lost. Like, I lose, like, fine, right? But I feel like I'm gonna sound terrible for saying this, but
Oh
maybe
man.
others have gone through this before. Like, I apologize if it sounds bad, but this is simply what I've been going through and how I feel. And honestly, I if someone else does feel this way or has felt this way, like it's normal slash not normal. But anyways, in tournaments, I'm at a point where like in the tournament I'll enter. So, so the beginner tournament that I won was 3.0 to 3.5,
Yeah.
right? That's the beginner tournament. The singles tournament was 3.0 to 2.5. Singles is different, so we're gonna like not talk about that for a sec. The league one was 3.5 mixed doubles, right? And then the other tournaments, a typical tournament that I'll enter is 3.0 to 3.5. I do want to start entering a higher level tournament, 3.5 to 4.0.
Mm.
Now, I did one recently and the last two tournaments that I had, not again excluding the singles, that I didn't come, I didn't have a strong enough partner, right?
Ah.
Like, and it's no offense to them, but it's
Yeah.
just like they'll ask you and say, "Hey, want to do a tournament together?" And I don't say yes because I'm like, "Oh, sure." You ask me, like, I actually want to try. I'm like, "All right, let's go. Let's do our thing."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I go against opponents that are like really strong, like where I can handle them. Like maybe I'll be on par with them, or maybe they are better than me. But then my teammate, it's not that they're bad, it's they like as you go higher in the ranks, the game starts to be played a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
you have a teammate that doesn't understand what the higher level pickleball is like, they're they're going to struggle in that aspect, right?
Right.
So there's like, for example, there's this um on the court, there is a area that's called the kitchen line, which is a few feet before the net
Mm-hmm.
and or the non-volley zone is what they call it. For basically, you can step in it, but you can't if your feet is in that kitchen, you can't hit the ball if you're inside the kitchen. It has to
Oh.
bounce first,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
If you're in the kitchen. But if I'm away from the kitchen and I have long reach, I can hit the ball out the air if I'm not standing in the kitchen.
Right.
I
Right.
can do
Right.
that. So easier said than done, right?
Right.
So when all four players are at the kitchen, up close to all each other, typically what happens is they start dinking. Dinking is when you like tap the ball to one another, left and right, or
Mm-hmm.
across court or in front of each other. And the goal of dinking is to force a pop-up where I can slam the ball, right? You give me the setup. I'll hit the ball in a way where you're like, oh crap. Like simple tap. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can tap it back, but no. Some people put spin on it. Maybe it's an angle. Maybe they'll hit it to my backhand, and some people's
Yeah.
backhands are weaker than others, right? So I had a partner who we went up against those kind of players. They knew how to think. I know how to think too. I can handle it well. I can honestly say I can think. I'm not an expert at it, but I can survive a think rally. But my teammate could not. So even if I would initiate the think rally, because it's always good to do it. Like as much as you can, you should.
Mm-hmm.
You should get into the thinking game. Like that's super important. Like if you were to ask me, hey Paul, what's a tip that you know, you recommend to players that want to level up, you have to think. Like if you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
think, you won't survive on the higher level. So if I had a game where I would think back and forth, I would do my thing, but then when I get to think to my partner, they would maybe hit it back once or twice, and then the third time they'll hit it a little too high, and it's a setup, and they'll smash it right at me, and I'm already close to the net.
So
I
you
can't I
can't.
can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
unless I back up super quickly, like I do a freaking super jump back,
Yeah. Or
I can't get the ball,
yeah.
right? Like I'm already close to the net. I can't put my paddle down.
I
It's
got you.
so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that's where like it gets a little frustrating if you don't have a strong partner with you. So like when I enter a high level tournament, I have to make sure I find someone that's pretty much I want to find someone that's just way better than me.
Right.
Like I'm not the best player. Obviously, I'm not. Like I'm a 3.2 duper, right? And I make my own mistakes. However, it just so happens that the last two tournaments, I'm the stronger player of the two. And me personally, going back to my play style,
Yeah.
I play. I mean, everyone can say this about themselves, but again, me in specific, like my play style gets better when my teammate is stronger than me,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm setting up my teammate, and they'll know what to do with everything, right?
Right.
Already. If
So
I'm
yeah.
playing with someone who doesn't understand what I'm doing, then they're gonna look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
Wait.
"No, I'm setting you up." Like, what?
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
So, that's for doubles. Singles, completely different. Like, it's all you. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, you're on out there, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I hear that. And thank you for sharing that too. I feel like that's also real too. You know, you got to keep it real. Like sometimes, like your partners are gonna mess you up, or there's gonna be a big flaw in your team, and you got to be okay with that and be like, hey, listen, like I love playing with you, but I can't go to tournaments with you. That's part of this whole experience. Like you get what I'm saying? Like you have to be real in order to level up if you so choose to be leveling up in these experiences.
Mhm. And let me tell you, like, and that happened to me for a while, and really made me question my ability.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
am I the problem? Like, is it me? Like, what do I have to do? Like, there was a period of time I was like kind of losing my sanity in that sense. Like I was like, damn, can I like not do good? Like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
then I realized every time I played with a someone who's better than me or at my level, I played significantly better, and I'm like, hmm. So it's yes, it can be me, but I'm like, it isn't necessarily me. It's just the level. Like,
Eh,
and then also you also just have to recognize when you're playing like pickleball is completely different. The game pickleball is different at 3-0 to 3-5 versus 3-5 to 4-0 and 4-0 advanced,
there's levels to
completely
this.
different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I always take the first 2 points to analyze everybody. Like, okay, okay, you look, and the key is their serve. And if it's not the serve, then it's how they return the ball. Then I
Mm-hmm.
can tell. Like, I played with this person I never played with last night before. Like, I did a ranked match, a duper, and they served, and I was like, okay, they're pretty good. Like, I could tell right away. I was like, okay, they have a good serve. I returned the ball to them, and then they returned it back to me like pretty well. And I'm like, okay, this person knows. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then that's just the long distance fight. I'm like, okay, well, how do you do in the kitchen when we're up
Mm-hmm.
close, right? And they did pretty well with certain shots. And I was like, okay, this they know what they're doing. Like, okay,
Right.
they're not like insane, but I can't fall asleep on them per se. Or like, okay, I have to play a certain way now. I have to play I have to up my game because they know how to play actually.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
if they have like a weak serve or a weak return, then at first and I'm like, okay, let's give it another point. Maybe it was like off, or maybe they're not showing their true game yet, because I
Yeah.
do that
Kind of
sometimes. I will
hiding
say I
their
do that.
skills. Yeah.
Like I do that a lot, especially with my serve. Like I'll
Yeah.
start off with a soft serve, like okay, let basic serve,
See what
and
you're
then
about.
like yeah, exactly,
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of
and
test
then
them out.
like
Yeah.
and then like point three, or sorry, I'm at the third point, I start serving hard, and they're like, "Whoa, like where that
Wait.
serve come from?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
free point.
No, no, yeah, that's also true too. You gotta you, it's all a mindset too. Like all kind of mind games too. With like you can use that to your advantage. Like hey, like let me feel these people out. Let me see what they're going through, and in that way, like you can capitalize later on and get points and kind of, uh, what is it like increase the gap. Like you're already winning, but then you pull out like a special. Oh, like I got you. I learned that from all the way in the beginning with how you served. And again, that's just
Hmm.
like in a way it's kind of like chess where you kind of like reading the person, but like the amount of thoughts and process that you have to go into these games. I mean, I even from listening to you talk and the way that people are in general, because the better you get, the faster it processes in your mind. You know, it's like
Hmm.
you're already two steps ahead of people. So that's also a really good point. And just to kind of also start wrapping things up,
Hmm.
when it comes to like the human aspect of all of this, right? Because we spoke a lot about humans, right? There are games, but it's the humans that make these games, right? We make the
Hmm.
experience, we make the scoring system, everything. So, kind of like a deep question to all of this is like, do you feel like humans need games? You know, like, do you feel like because of games we can be what we are? Does that makes sense? Is that too big of a question?
No, I think it's a great question. Like, I mean, not to get philosophical, but it depends what a person defines a game as, right?
Yeah.
Like, a game could be, I'm playing pickleball, or a game could be when I'm working and I'm like, well, and I'm going through a tough scenario. I'm like, well, this is a game now. Like, all right, let's see, can I survive this? Like, depends on how someone interprets it. But I think it's absolutely necessary. It's a good getaway. Um, when I'm not all there in my head, and then I'm like, well, let me play pickleball because I love playing pickleball. Just get away from it all. I'm like, well,
Hmm.
let me enjoy something that I love doing.
Yeah.
Um, really depends on how the person,
Sees it.
how much value of the game that they put into and the how they interpret it. But yes, I think it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah. No, 100%. And like you said, I like the escapism. I mean, not that we need escape all the time from our lives, but it is very important. I think it's very important to create community, like we spoke about.
Mhm.
Create like something that you love, and get to know different people, get to know more about yourself, get to know about the community, and like even like health wise. I mean, we didn't even get into all the health benefits of like playing pickleball. I mean,
Oh
do you
yeah.
feel like what's been like? I guess I can ask that too before we wrap up. Like, how do you feel personally now, like in your health wise, like playing pickleball?
So, so in general, I feel way more fit. I think it's definitely relaxing. It's a nice confidence booster too, because you're like, wow, I just worked out for like 4 hours, and you're like, oh my God, I can do it, right? Like
Yeah.
pickleball at first, oh my God, kills my lower back and my glutes, because I'm tall, so I have to constantly bend, and I'm like, oh my lower back, like right now it's actually a little sore. But you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then stretching as you know, I know it goes without saying, but like have to stretch. Like one time I didn't stretch and I felt the absolute worst. So please stretch, everyone. If you're gonna play pickleball, just do it. Just take the time. It's not worth
Man, we're
it.
all getting up there
And
in age, man. Start
yeah,
stretching, bro.
um, but yeah, like health wise, it's amazing personally. It's a lot of explosive movement. So I do like it's a lot on your feet and your legs because you do what is called split stepping. So like let's say you run forward, like my fingers is running forward, but
Yeah.
you know when you're running and you want to stop abruptly,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh crap, let me just stop a little bit. But in pickleball, you do what is called a split step. So you run forward and then you go like this.
Uh huh.
So that would help you like not crash when you go
Completely
forward.
stop momentum.
Exactly. So when
Mm.
you split step, that also takes a lot on your feet and your not your ankles, but like the low above your ankle. I guess I don't know what you call that. Like near your hamstring.
Yeah.
But so it's gonna be a lot on your lower body, and then your arms, like go figure, you're swinging the thing all day. But make sure you swing correctly, 'cause else you're gonna hurt yourself. I actually played today, and my shoulder, I did a one wrong swing, so it hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? I after that pain, I was like, "Ooh, I can't serve hard or I can't do certain swings." I played a lot better.
Oh
Oh, I played
wow.
way better. Yeah, I was like, "What the heck? I should be in pain more often." No, I'm joking, but like, oh my God. And and also, I want to touch on the tournament before we wrap up. So that singles
Yeah. Yeah.
tournament. Um, one thing that like going I want to emphasize mindset. I know I'm missing that a lot, but like
No
I
man, it's
want to tell this
important.
story. I
Hmm.
want to tell this story as an example because like and it sounds cliche like you gotta believe in yourself. No, you really do. You really need to because let me tell you something. So in that tournament, I'll try and make it not too long,
No,
but
no,
I'll
yeah.
try. So my coworker also entered that singles tournament, right? So we both knew before going to the tournament, like, okay, I'll see you there, whatever. So the day before the tournament, they finally unleashed the brackets. And then
Yeah.
guess what the first game was? Him against myself. And I was like, you gotta
Oh
be kidding me.
man.
Like, I was like, are you kidding me? This is the first game right now. And he texted me. He was like, yo, look at the first game. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And he's a good singles player. Like he plays singles. So
That's
I'm
what he.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, he plays both doubles and singles too, but like singles is his thing, and I'm like, great, I'm going against an actual singles player. Like, gotta be kidding. I mean, not to say the others wouldn't be, but like, I know full well, I'm like, crap, it's gonna be a hard game. Like, why is my first game a hard game? Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Damn.
I'd rather not know. So we play, and I lose the game. It was a tough game, like, but I did better than I thought. The score was
Hmm.
11-8. They won. And I was like, damn. But then he jokingly was like, okay, well, hopefully I'll see you in the finals. And I was like, well, hopefully I'll make it there. Like, damn. I was like, I just
Yeah.
lost the first game, but I'm gonna do my best. So during the singles tournament, like I get pretty far. They do what is called a round robin. Basically, you play X amount of matches, and depending on your win-loss ratio, you'll be entered into the playoffs.
Hmm.
So there were nine, I think nine players total. Only seven made it to the playoffs. It was a smaller group than usual. So when it got to the playoffs, And the first game I had in the quarterfinals, let me tell you something. Going back to the whole all ages thing, right? Because you know you have elderly folks, but let's not forget the other side with kids, young kids, and
Oh.
teenagers. Okay, I went up against this 9-year-old, 9 years old. Okay, and when I tell you they can play, I was like, what the like, dude, I was in awe. Like, I'm gonna tell you one thing. My mindset was strong. I'm like, look, it's a kid. I'm not gonna take it easy. Like that's not what bothered me. What bothered me was how well they were. I was like, oh my God, they're really fucking
You
good. Like,
good.
holy shit. Yeah. So
Yo.
like, I'll hit a shot thinking like, a nice angle, and he's fast. He's just getting the ball, and I'm like, what the? So I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, hit to the other side. He's getting the ball, and not only are they getting it, they're hitting a good return. It's not like it's. I'm like, oh my God. But granted, I will admit, like I didn't play the best that game, but they
Mm-hmm.
were also. So I was playing bad. They were playing great. So
Yeah.
then, fun fact. So you have to score 15 in the. I think yeah, so 15 for the playoffs. So I had them 6-2. That was the score. And at six, you got to switch sides of the court.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
I was on the gate side, like when you enter the court. So I had
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
to
yeah.
the back of the court. So the kid, fun fact, his dad is the owner of the place.
Oh.
So and his dad is a 5.0 player. Like he's nasty. And I'm like, oh crap. So the
Damn.
kid calls timeout, runs to his dad. His dad just talking to him about something. And I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting there, like, okay, whatever. And I see that I'm like, he's talking to his dad. I was like, oh crap. Well, like strategizing. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
then and maybe it kind of amped me up though. I was like, okay, what is he gonna do now?
Yeah.
Like I'm like because it also made me realize, wait, his dad's watching this game, so I can ask his dad what I need to work on after this. That's literally what I thought right away. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, this is opportunity for me also.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so for all those out there, please seek opportunity where you see fit. But anyways, so he comes back, completely changed his game. Like I was like, I'm thinking like this more or less same things that happened, completely changed. Like I'm talking down the line shots or finally dropping the ball, like just different and different, but so much stronger gameplay. I was like, what's happening? So and then a crowd starts forming. Usually it doesn't, and
Oh
I'm just like,
man.
oh my God. And mind you, I'm facing the gate side, so I see all these people. He has his
Coming
back
in
turned.
literally, yeah.
So I'm just like the pressure wasn't getting to me, but I was just like, oh my God, I have a crowd. What the heck? So
Yeah.
the score is like really tied up. I had him 10-6, and I was like, all right, I just need no, sorry, it was game 11 win by 2. That's what it was. Game
Mm-hmm.
11 win by 2. So in the normal game it just win by 1. And this one is win by 2.
Oh
So it's ten
man.
six. And I'm like, all right, I need 1 point to win. I messed up. Like, damn. Then his turn to serve. Four straight points on me. And on the fourth point, I stopped myself. I was like, what's going on? I'm like, and I start losing it like mentally. I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna lose to this guy, to this kid, da da da. Like it was getting to me. But
Oh.
then I was like, no, stop. I was like, stop, stop, stop. I was like, you need to focus. It doesn't matter. You cannot lose this game right now. Like there's no way you're losing this game. Like I
Yeah.
refuse. Like no. So then he serves the ball. Um, he scores. No, no, no. He messes up. Then I score. So it scores 11-10. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I need to score one more. I messed up. He serves. He scores. So it's 11-11. And I'm like, oh my. So then,
Fuck.
like, it's like my mindset is just like I'm like, keep hold it together. Because I'm like, one crack and I'm dead. Like,
Yeah.
one crack in my mindset, like, screwed. So then, uh, serves the ball, messes up. I get the ball. I score. And then he gets the ball, he scores. I'm like 12-12. And I was like, oh my God. So then I'm like, I need to end this right now in my head. I'm like, I need to freaking end this. So then I do. I finally scored two in a row and I won the game. And I was just like, oh my God, I almost lost the quarterfinals to a 9-year-old. Like, I'm not taking anything away from them.
Yeah, man.
They played amazing. I even told the kids straight out, like, yo, you're gonna be nasty when you get older. You're gonna be freaking nasty.
Yeah.
And and everyone's just like, oh my God, great game. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh
That's
my God,
awesome, bro. I
I
felt
almost
the
lost.
intensity too, like as you were saying that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So at this point, I played in the game, right? So I get to the semifinals. At this point, I played, I think, what, 7 games in total. So I'm also starting to get tired
That's a
because I
lot.
haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't done this. So even against the kid, I was starting to get tired. But I was like, no, like I gotta do this. So the semifinals, I played against a player that I beat earlier, but we both were tired, so the game was a little tougher. And I was like, crap. So because I think I beat them 11-3, yeah, the first
Yeah.
game. I did win the semifinals 11-7. But there was a point again, I was worried. It was like 7-7. I was like, I
Oh
cannot lose
man.
this game. I beat
Yeah,
this person.
yeah.
Like that again, it was getting to me. I was like, I beat this person already. Like, what am I doing? And then I'm like, no, I correct again, course corrected myself. I was like,
Hmm.
I have to just stay focused. Don't worry about that. Just focus on you. Get the ball in. Like, just do your thing. And my two strongest things is my serve and my drive when I play. So I had to tell myself that I'm
Love
like
it. Yeah.
your two strongest tools is your serve and your drive and your backhand when you're up close. I was like, I literally like coached myself like you need to use that. You need to stop doing it or whatever else you're doing. So then I do, and then I win the game. So then the finals happen, and I see the guy
Oh,
and he
from the
comes into the court,
beginning. Oh my
and he's
God.
like, I look at him, and he was like, "You just play your game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I won the semifinals." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Is this the finals? Like, are you in the finals?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We made it to the finals!
Oh
Shit,
my
we talked about
God.
it." He's like, "Oh, we did." I was like, "Oh my God!" So then, this game, I was like, again, I was so tired. I was like, "How do you feel?" And he's like, "No." He asked me. He was like, "How do you feel?" I was like, "Honestly, I'm getting freaking tired, man." And he's like, "Oh, I don't feel tired at all." And I was like, "You're fucking kidding me." Like he says it so casually,
Yeah.
like
Oh my God.
I was like, "Oh my God." So then when the game started, I was like, I had to channel every drop of
Oof.
adrenaline in my
Oh
body.
man.
I was like, I need the strongest start. I can't hold back. Like I feel like honestly, I feel like I went Super Saiyan. I was like, oh,
Every
give me that
last
energy.
bit
Like
of
every beat, I was like,
energy
I
in
gotta
you.
get this now. Like it was definitely like that form of me where I was like,
Yeah.
once I cooled off, I'm screwed. That's
Hmm.
how it felt. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And so we're playing the game. It's going whatever. We're going back and forth. And the score is 4-3. Like we're just really going back and forth. And then I have the lead 4-3. And he's like, hey, timeout. I was like, all right, cool. And he asked me, he's like, hey, dumb question. Can I have caffeine like during a timeout? I was like, yeah, it's like if you have coffee or oh, sorry, I skipped a part. The score was like six. Sorry, it was like 6-3 or 6-4, whatever.
Hmm.
And again, we had to change court, so I go from the
Uh,
gate side to the back side. And then he asks me like question. He's like, can I have caffeine? I was like, yeah. It's like if you have coffee or a Red Bull, like yeah, you can do that. And I'm in my head, I'm like, what? So then so my friends are watching. So he goes back, to get his caffeine. You know what he does? He pulls out a C4, right? And
oh.
takes the powder. He doesn't mix it. And this is what my friends told me that he did. Took a spoonful. Um, that's what he did.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God.
and
Oh,
when he told me that afterwards, I was like, what? He did
this
what? And
guy.
And then and then I'm pacing around the court so I don't get stiff. Because
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. You
I
gotta
have to
keep
keep
moving.
moving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep moving. So I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. I was again focused on me. I was like, I can't lose this. I have to keep it going.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm still like breathing heavy, like I'm like gotta be calm. And then we continue the game. Crazy game. Just again, crazy volleys, whatever. And then um at some point oh, I don't know. Sorry. At some point, the score is 10-6. I have 10 points. He has 6.
Oh
I needed
man.
one more point to win.
Yeah.
And this is where I truly believe I messed up. So I started feeling cramps
Yeah.
like here-ish, because I was like getting really tired and I'm like I
Yeah.
felt
The
it.
fatigue
It
was
was
setting in.
yeah, it was his turn to serve, and I was like, if he serves this, I don't think I'll be able to run. I was like, I don't think I'll be able to run. Like I have to call a timeout. So I called timeout, and then I stood still on this timeout because I was like literally like, and then I didn't realize this till afterwards, until my friends told me. They're like, while you were sitting there, one, you got stiff because you stood there,
Hmm.
but you also forgot that he took a C4. So while I'm getting stiff, he has all the energy in the world.
Ah,
So we resumed the game.
and this
Sco-
guy's on fire.
Scores four straight points on me, and
Yeah.
10-10, and I was like, God damn it. So then my turn to serve, I messed up. He scores the next two, and I lost.
Ah.
I was like, I should have honestly. I think back on it now. I'm like, I should have never called that timeout. I think I would have won, because
Shit.
he was worried. Like he told me afterwards, he's like, I don't like losing, and I thought you were going to win that game, and I was like, I messed up when I called timeout. That's where I
Hmm.
messed up.
Hmm. Oof, man. What a match!
Yeah.
What a story though. But this also brings it out of you too. You know, like those strong competitions and those strong conversations with yourself. Like, oh my god, like why did I do that? Or like I just need a breather. And I don't know. I just think
Hmm.
it goes into all of it. Whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's sports, whether it's like a game, or even like having a conversation with people, like you really just gotta. Sometimes you gotta like take a break. Like, yo, like, bro, what is going on? Like before an
Right.
interview or anything like that, because like we've been saying this whole time, mindset is just it's key, man. It's just key. And I wanted to ask before we start wrapping things up, like, you know, is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you feel is very important to mention? Because we did talk about mindset, we did talk about
Hmm.
community, we talked about like victories and losses and like getting into it. You took us along for the journey, but there's like, is there anything else that you would put into like playing pickleball or getting into pickleball, like, or just another big aspect that we didn't go over?
Practice, practice, practice. Like
Practice.
practice makes perfect. It goes without saying, but like
Yeah.
practice, practice, practice. Like if you're new to pickleball, I encourage lots of patience. It's definitely like that sport where you can kind of easily get discouraged if you're competitive. Like in the beginning, you might be like, oh, like you may be, don't approach it the wrong way. You know,
Hmm.
you're gonna mess up a lot. You're gonna hit balls out. A lot of it is adjustment. You might hit a ball that you might think it's good, and it goes out, and you're like, "Ah, how? Or maybe you run into folks that don't really have any patience, you know? Like, it's not always going to be like that. Like,
Hmm.
just take every game, one game at a time. Okay, this is the game I had? Cool. On to the next game. If there's people that you don't like playing with, well, avoid them if you can, or find another place, right?
Yeah.
And then always find time to improve for yourself. Like, especially open play, I started getting into the habit of this. Always play with a goal in mind. Like when you play open play, the regular play, um, tell yourself like, what am I gonna work on? I'm gonna do more drops this game, or I'm gonna force more thinking this game, or
Hmm.
maybe I will out of 10 serves, I'll get 9 of them in, right? Realistic goals. I can't say all 10,
Yeah, yeah. You
right?
know,
So
just
like,
one
have
couple goals. Yeah.
yeah, and then drilling, like have to drill. It sounds boring to some because your average person just wants to get on the court and play. But drilling, like I can't stress enough how important it is. I'm a little guilty of that. I haven't drilled in a while. However, but before the tournament, before I got this league tournament, this one here, I got this because we drilled. Like I told my teammate, like we literally I would text her and say, hey, let's drill this day. I would organize it, and then she would do it, and then, I would practice slamming the ball at her. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, people are gonna slam the ball at you. You need to learn how to react to it. And so we kept doing it, and she got better at it. And to this day, I actually saw her today. She was like, I remember they hit a hard shot to her, and she just hit it like nothing back. And after we won the that volley, she was like, you know how I was able to hit that? Because remember we used to drill together? And I was
Oh.
like, wow, like I was a little touched by that. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah, actually. So drilling it goes a long way. Like take the time to drill. It doesn't have to be every day. Find time, even if it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Practice, 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 and don't get discouraged. There will be games, there will be scenarios where you get discouraged. Fine, it's normal, but every day is another day. Or every
Hmm.
game is also another game. Like, and accept that if you have an off day, then learn how to play when you're off. If I have an off day, I'm not gonna try to do what I normally do. I'm gonna learn how to play a little more safe, smarter
Yeah.
but safe,
Hmm.
right? Always I think one of my strengths in pickleball is I adapt. I adapt a lot, especially in singles. And singles, I actually learned that. And
You
the person I
got
lost to, yeah, and the person I lost to in the finals, they actually told me that they're like, you adapted very quickly when the times were tough. And I actually didn't notice how I adapted. I didn't notice it. I just was like in
yeah.
survival mode. But after thinking back on it, I was like, I did adapt because every time he tried to do a certain shot, I was already ready and there. So I'm like, so my strength is adaptability. Like if the
Yeah.
times are tough, I'm like, okay, they're doing this, it's time to do this instead. So find ways to adapt.
Awesome, awesome, and I think that's also what your biggest advice would be in any game, is to
Mhm.
practice, 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 and uh, what else? Reps, like keep doing the reps over and over and over. Is
Mhm.
that kind of like your biggest advice on like just like anything, not just pickleball, but just any life game in general?
when you approach something, have a goal in mind. It doesn't have to be an impossible goal. It can be something simple.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not hey, I want to get to this day. It's how will I get to this day? If I know I'm going to experience some nonsense, how am I going to deal with the nonsense, right?
Yep.
In pickleball, again, if I'm having an off day, how do I change my game to play with off day? Or if I have a teammate who's not doing so well, how can I help them? How do I encourage them to do better? What can I do to help them, right? Don't always think about yourself, and it's not wrong to think about yourself, but sometimes it isn't you. Don't
Yeah.
overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Well,
overthink it.
well said, man.
And, and adapt. Have to adapt.
Adapt, adapt, adapt. Oh man. Man, Paul, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. You taking us along for this journey and talking about pickleball. I learned so much and was surprised actually too a lot about like all these nuances and things that go into playing pickleball. And I can kind of understand a little bit more like what's all the rage and stuff about pickleball. You see them all the time. Fun fact, I even have rackets with my wife, and we've played a couple times. We don't have absolutely
Oh,
no idea what we're doing. But I know for a fact we got beat by like, I think it was like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old. Like, yeah, we were both at the park and we played two kids, and they were just like, come on, man. Like they were talking to each other and coaching each other up. So
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I would like to learn how to play. Like at least like get the official rules and check and all that stuff. Because like you said, and like we mentioned throughout this whole podcast, community, even health benefits, mindset, and just all it takes to getting better at something. I feel like it's too important. And before we leave, if you want to pimp yourself out, if you want to put your social media out there, anything you want to shout out, like your Twitch stream or anything like that, if you go for it, this is the time to do it. If you want, if
Thank
not, it's
you.
okay.
Well, I want to say first, thank you so much for having me on the show. Like
Yeah,
it's
bro.
awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when you told me about the opportunity, I was very excited. I was like, oh my God, I get to just talk about pickleball and my
Yeah.
experiences. Like
Of
you
course.
don't get that you don't get that often. Like it's
Yeah.
not often that someone says, tell me about your pickleball journey. Like really. And so I really appreciate it. Like, and for those who are very fortunate and or lucky to be on your show in the future, like it's awesome. Like thank you so
Oh,
much.
oh,
Um,
damn. Appreciate that,
yeah,
man.
it means a lot. Like really, thank you.
Yeah. No, I
It can
mean,
go.
that's part of the show too. Like I saw how excited you were. I saw, there's a story there, and he's lighting up and he's like, he wants to express it. And like, this is that space, this is that community to bring out the stories and tell people, like, hey, listen, like, pickleball is fucking awesome, man. And you get to learn stuff and grow and stay fit and all the things. So we got to bring that stuff out, man. That's what it's all about. So thank you.
Oh yeah.
I received that. I received that.
Um, my Twitch is twitch.tv/BX Hype. It's just BX Hype. Instagram, BX Hype as well. I could be doing better with socials, but there it is if you wish to follow. I do plan to post more about pickleball stuff in the future. I just have to get better at it. So,
Yeah.
but coming soon, right? Pickleball content coming
Yeah.
soon. Maybe not on Twitch, but like Instagram and or TikTok. TikTok, same thing, BX Hype.
Yeah.
But for Twitch, TBD. TBD.
And one last question too, like, what are you playing nowadays? What games are you playing? Are you still playing Overwatch? Because, any other competitive games you're playing besides pickleball?
Oh man, if I talk about Overwatch, we'll be here another hour. But yeah, we can definitely get back to
Whole
Overwatch.
other podcast episode.
That's a whole other episode. But yeah, Overwatch had a big update recently. I'm very excited about it, very happy about it. I used to play a lot of Rivals. Then I kind of slowed down a bit, but then the Overwatch update happened, and it really rekindled my passion for Overwatch again.
Dope.
So I've been back at it. Overwatch, and then I play a little bit of Helldivers. I think it's really fun. Pew
That's a
pew
great game.
shooter
That's a, yeah,
when you're
yeah.
bored.
Pew
Yeah,
pew.
like I actually really love it. So I'll play Helldivers. But yeah, mainly Overwatch, a bit of Helldivers. Yeah, that's the main two for now that I
Dope.
love playing. Yeah.
Love to hear it. All right, man. Thank you so much again. I appreciate your time. Guys, if you guys learned anything about this episode, this awesome human being here, please, guys, give us a follow, give your boy a follow, and give us, the Infinite Lives and Games, a follow across the whole social media landscape as Infinite Lives and Games, except the Twitch, which is twitch.tv/infinite. Currently, as this record, I'll be back on my Crash content, doing those challenges. Man, I'm losing my mind. We're halfway there. We're halfway completed, and then we'll probably start a new series soon. I want you guys to vote on that, see what kind of which game I will be losing my mind over next, but we'll get into that. Come join the Twitch chat, man. I'm always saying hi. And if you want to be a part of the show too, man, hit me up. Let me know. Let's get out these stories. Let's get out these amazing human beings on this podcast. And Paul, again, one more time, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. We learned a lot today, and I feel like people will get a lot from this episode. So thank you so much, guys. And as always, guys, I want you guys to stay healthy, stay safe, and of course, stay infinite.